So we're going to need our golf shoes for this muck. The soft bigotry of low expectations. Now, the Democrat Party, it's mind-blowing to me how low the expectations that they have for the black community. And I always find it to be an interesting thing because they'll sit there and they'll throw out these little subliminal messages to black folks and treat them as if they were children. What do I mean by this? Take the rioting last year. Everybody was watching it and being like, what are you doing? Why are you even burning your own cities down? Why are you burning black businesses down? Why are you looting in black neighborhoods? What's happening here? And then you have the Democrat Party and the news media saying, oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. They're just frustrated. You got to let them get their frustrations out. What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that black folks have no control over their emotions? Is that what you're implying? That they can't control themselves, so let them just run rampant, loot, pillage, steal? That is completely false. And then you got people like Sleepy Joe Biden. He'll say things like, black kids could be just as smart and just as bright as white kids. Okay. So black kids aren't smart and aren't bright, but with you in office, they can be? The savior Joe Biden will make the black folks smart? I mean, Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't exist. Thomas Sowell ain't a person. Ben Carson, Candace Owens. The list can go on and on of intelligent, thoughtful black folks. There is no black astronauts out there. Black politicians, police officers. These people don't exist. Surgeons, mathematicians, economists, some of the smartest people, they don't exist. But with Joe Biden in there, he'll make sure that there are smart black children. And they do this with absolutely everything. Army Horowitz, look this guy up. He had a great video on voter ID laws. So he goes to a liberal university in New York. And it's fantastic. Because he talks to all the white liberals. And he asks them, do you think voter ID laws are racist? And they're like, well, yeah, they're racist. Black people, they don't have cell phones. And they don't have data. They don't know how to use the internet. They're not sure where the DMV's at. So, these are a little racist. And they target the black community. And then Army Horowitz goes to Harlem. And he asks them the same questions. Hey, do you have an ID? He's like, yeah, I go everywhere with my ID. He's like, do you know where the DMV's at? And I think he said it was 125th Street or something like that. I don't know where the DMV's in Harlem. I don't live there. But he was like, yeah, it's on 125th Street. He's like, can you get there? He's like, yeah. He goes, but do you have a cell phone and data? It's like, every single person he talked to was like, yeah, I do have all these things. And yes, I do know where the DMV's at. But they feel like the black community can't figure this shit out. That they have no brain capacity to figure out the little things. Like the internet. Or how to get an identification. Which you need to do anything. I mean, you have to have an ID to drive. You have to have an ID to buy a beer or a pack of cigarettes. Get on an airplane. A train. Hell, a Greyhound bus you have to have an ID for. Lottery ticket. There is multiple reasons in a day where I pull my ID out. Multiple. And if I were a black dude, I'd seriously be offended. Because no other group of people in America get treated as if they're children. The way Democrats treat the black community. And the way the white liberal treats them. As if they're an incompetent group of people running around. With no sense about them. And it blows my mind. Because not a lot of people are seeing it. Seeing it for what it really is. Oh, Joe Biden said to Barack Obama, he was the first clean-cut, intelligent black person in politics. Really? Really? The shit that comes out of the white liberal's mouth about black folks is astonishing. They have absolutely zero expectations. They believe that they are too stupid or ignorant to be able to find or get an ID, find or get to the DMV. Joe Biden said that black folks don't know how to use computers. And if you don't believe me, go online, look all these receipts up. This shit is all over the internet. And it's phenomenal. Like, they had that pandering video not too long ago that I really got a kick out of for vaccines. So they got this guy, right? He's standing on his car, and he's talking about he's got to make his hustle on the streets. And the only way he can make his hustle on the streets is if he gets the vaccination. And now that he got it, he could get back to those streets and get his hustle on. I'm like, what? So this is how black people make their living. This is the way. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the only way that man can make his money is if he gets his vax and gets back to those streets. Hey, why are you treating them as if they're idiots? You white liberals, you treat black folks as if they're idiots. They had that other pander video that I really loved. Vax that thing up. That music video with those two dusty old rappers. I can't even remember those two guys' names anymore. But the back that thing up video, but vax that thing up. And they've got women dancing around, showing their ass. And I'm like, okay, so this is how you think you're going to get to the black community to get them vaccinated, by making a video of this ridiculousness. This is how you think black people are going to respond, because all black people love hip hop. We got to put them on a monolith. None of them know how to use the internet. They all love hip hop, and the only thing they want to do is riot. I mean, if I were a black man, I would be thoroughly fucking offended. I'd be like, you know what, you Democrats, you white liberals, you could kiss my ass. Go do yourself a favor. Take a look at what Malcolm X said about the white liberal and how much he absolutely despised this group of white folks. He despised them because that's all they're about. They're about the soft bigotry of low expectations, and they're about just undercover racism. The best way to know if somebody is a racist is if they want to talk about it all the time. If you're talking to somebody and they start asking you, oh man, how does it feel to be a black man in America? Just assume that he believes that you're an idiot, instead of just talking to you like an adult, or talking to you about the game, or about your job, anything. The moment they just, well, how does it feel to be this in this country? Then they're full of shit, and they're probably one of those soft bigotry and low expectation people. Like, share, comment, subscribe, but we gotta wash away the muck on some of these things.